In this video, we're going to take a look at creating reliefs and machining them on a rotary within Carveco Maker Plus. So to open a rotary model within Carveco Maker Plus, if you go to the File drop-down menu, select New and then go to Rotary Model. Select that and that will open up a new rotary model dialog box. Here you can enter your stock diameter, so the piece of material that you're using, and also the length. Now in this particular job I'm going to make a candelabra. You also have the rotary axis, so this is the orientation that it's set up on. So if you're looking at the front of the machine, left to right, it's going to be the x-axis, front to back, that's going to be the y-axis. Below that you have the units of measurement, so metric or imperial, and then below that you have the resolution, which is going to be quite important for this particular job because the lower the resolution, the more pixelated and less crisp that the relief will be. The higher the resolution, the sharper and the better detail that you will be able to get. So select OK, and that will open up my rotary model. Now this can be toggled over here between the rotary and the flat. So if you select that, it goes flat. Again, it goes back to the rotary. Now if you take a look down the right hand side here, it tells you that the diameter of this is 2 inches. So that's important in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to take a plan view of this and I'm going to draw a series of lines. So let's just draw 2 lines down here. Then what I'm going to do is draw a rectangle. Let's say like that. And I want to do this, let's say 1/2 inch. Now the reason that I'm doing this is because I only have 1 inch to play with on the diameter. Because on one side of this relief is 1 inch. So double that is the diameter, which is 2 inches. Now the reason that I'm setting this up at 1/2 inch is because you don't really want to go anywhere near half of the diameter of your model. The reason being is that when it gets shrunk down, when you create the material, you won't have any material there and it will shrink down quite a bit. Because obviously this has got to fit within a 2 inch piece of material that I have. And I'll link in the description to another video that I've done which explains about the material setup with rotary models. So click create, and what I'm going to do is cancel that, and I'm going to go into node editing now and I'm going to press R on the keyboard there to remove that bottom span. Now what I'm going to do is go into the extrude tool. I'm going to select both of those as the drive rails and that one as the start profile. Now if I rotate around, you can see it looks as though it hasn't really done anything, but it has. It's basically brought up this 0 plane by 1/2 inch because this rectangle was 1/2 inch high. So if I go back to project now and we take a look at the diameter of this, you can see it's now 3 inches. So what it's done, it's added 1/2 inch either side. So it's added 1/2 inch to the radius, so 1 inch diameter. So it's now 3 inches high. So if I were to actually machine this now, when I set up the material, it would shrink it down so it fits within that 2 inch piece of material that I have. Now this is really important when you're modelling, that you have to bear in mind that this is going to shrink down to fit within that material that you set up at the start. So if I wrap that now, and then what I'm going to do is go back into the extrude tool and I'm going to hover over here, press I on the keyboard and insert a node. And now I can move that node and you can see that it affects the rotary relief. Now you can also see that it's over here and not down here. That's because it's on the wrong side. So if I click use other side, it will be down here. And then I can just start designing something. So I want this to be a candelabra. So let's smooth that node out there. I'm going to bring that down. Let's say to about there. Maybe let's insert a node here. And maybe here. We can bring that maybe in there. Like so. Let's bring that one up. And then let's bring that one down. Let's say like that. Do the same with that. I can insert nodes anywhere that I want here. Let's say I insert those there and create some sort of feature there. Could do the same down here. Could have that one stick it up if I wanted to. You can go crazy with this, you can bring that out. Entirely up to you. So let's say that I'm happy with that. Select apply, and then I can cancel that. I don't need these vectors any longer, so I'm just going to delete them. And you can see that I've got this rotary model. Now, if I want to add things to this afterwards, then I can do. Let's say, for instance, I unwrap that, and let's say that I wanted to add some sort of flat piece here. So all that I need to do is just draw the box wherever I want it, and then go to the shape editor, plane, and then just add the height that you want. Let's say I want 0.1 of an inch. Select add. Let's toggle the vectors off and wrap it around. You can see that that's added 0.1 of an inch. Now I can also change this in real time. So if I select both of those, I can move that up or down. It's wherever I want. Okay, when you're done, select apply and you can cancel that. And I'll just leave that in there for the moment, because what I'm going to do is create some text on there. So you can basically just model as you would normally. So if I select here, let's choose a font. So this one. So let's create that. I'll rotate that around. Let's make it a little bit smaller so it actually fits. I'll just put that in the center and then move that down to there. Right, so what I can do now is add this text as 3D. So let's go to select that. I'll just do a square for the time being. And you can see that it's created the text. Now, if I wrap that, you can see that it's created the text around there. Now, you'll also notice that the text is a little bit wider. So because the text is being added onto that larger diameter, it's actually distorting the text. Now, when the material's set up later, it should come back to the correct size, but this is just something to bear in mind when you are creating your reliefs. But that looks okay. So what I'm going to do is limit this to a height. Let's say 10 there. And let's give it a height of, let's say 40 there. Select apply, and then I can cancel it. And you can see that that's got the text around there. Now what I can do is maybe add a relief to this. So let's say we go here, and maybe I want to add maybe this grape cluster here. You can also add textures to this. I'll do that in a moment. So let's say there, move that to, let's do that there. And I'm going to create a mirrored copy of that. Let's go over the model, like so. Now with both of those selected, go into transform, make sure that you're on add, and then I can paste that down. And then I've got those two grapevines. If I toggle the rotary on now, let's turn off the vectors, you can see that I've got these grapevines on there. And then maybe let's add a bit of texture in the middle. So what I can do is either go to relief and import a piece of texture, or I can go to bitmaps and import through there. Let's choose, let's say this bark, the first one that I have. And it's basically imported it there. And I'm going to create a relief from that. This is absolutely huge to start with. 305 inches, it's almost going to the moon. Let's make that a little bit smaller. So let's say 0.02 and apply. And there you can see it's created this texture. Now what you can also do with this on the Rotary is do some sculpting. So let's say that I wanted to smooth this out. Let's make that a bit larger. And I can just smooth that out on the Rotary. Like so. I won't do all of it. So to machine this, go to toolpaths, and then we want to create a machine relief toolpath. So the finishing options, let's select a tool, and I'm going to use a 1mm taper ball nose. So click select, and then I can rough this out also. So let's use a 3/8 of an inch for that. Now the important part in this is setting up the material. So if I click that, you can see that the model thickness is 0.41. Now what I need to do is set my material thickness in here to be half of the diameter. So that's 1. And that will basically shrink down my model to make it fit within a 2-inch diameter block that I set up to start with. And make sure that you have material Z0 at the top and the model position is at the top also. So if I select OK, this shrinks the model down and makes it fit within that specific size. So this is now 2 inches, and you can see by going here that the diameter is 2 inches, which is what my material is. So if I click calculate now, this will calculate the toolpath. Okay, so let's close that. Let's open up my toolpaths. So here you can see I've got the roughing and the finishing. Let's turn off the finishing, and you can see that I've just got the roughing there. So let's simulate that. Now I can use the control bar or just simulate it straight off. And let's apply a material to this. Okay, so that looks good. And then let's simulate the finishing. That gives me my finished piece. So all that I need to do now is send this to the CNC machine. And to do that, just click on Save Toolpaths and then select the post processor for your rotary machine and save it out, and then just send that to the machine like you normally would for any other job.